Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the WCC Tournament. I am Ray Crawford in our Campus Insider studios, and joining us in a few minutes are basketball experts Jordan Cornette and Seth Davis. But first, let's map out the week in Las Vegas, starting with 2 games on Friday at Orleans Arena. The winners of those games, they will play Saturday as part of a 4-game slate in the quarterfinals. The 4 Saturday survivors will have Sunday off, then play in the semifinals on Monday before a champion is crowned and an NCAA tournament invite is handed out Tuesday night. Happy to have joining us from St. Mary's, Gaels guard Kerry Carter. And Kerry, it's been said so many times how tough it can be to beat a team 3 times in one season. But you guys did it against Pepperdine last year, and now you have 2 wins over Portland already this season. So what's the biggest challenge to winning 3 straight over an opponent?
At this point, we know each other. You go down the roster and you probably know just about every guy's name that's gotten significant minutes, and you know their strengths and their weaknesses. So, they know the same thing about us. And they're a good team. They're pretty disciplined and they're very well coached. So it's just about us, executing our game plan and doing what we know that we're supposed to do every night.
Brad Waldo has been that consistent force and presence inside. How have you made each other better, and where do you think he should be in the Player of the Year conversation in the WCC?
I think Brad should be right up there at the top. He makes the game so much easier for everybody else on the court just with his presence alone. It's not always him scoring the basketball. I think him as a passer, he's very underrated. And essentially, once we get the ball inside, Brad's our point guard. So he sees the whole court, and he just lets the game come to him. And it's just been an amazing feat just watching him develop over the last 2 years.
We had a chance to call a game there in Moraga last month, and you can't miss all the banners in the gym with all the league success and the NCAA appearances. So as a senior, has it set in that the time is now for you to make your first tournament?
Absolutely. The culture here is, that's the expectation. So anything short of that, we haven't really reached the goals that we've set for ourselves. And Coach Bennett is always honest about holding ourselves accountable. So, we don't think that's out of reach yet. We know that the window is closing and it's time to make our move. It's now or never at this point.
All right, now let me ask you. So if you guys win your first game, now you've got about a full day before game 2. When you're not in your room or practicing, where will we find you in Las Vegas?
If I'm not in my room or practicing, I'll probably be eating team meal or in Coach Bennett's room watching film.
So it's all business. Britney Spears now is at Planet Hollywood on Saturday night. Chris Brown is at Mandalay Bay with Trey Songz and Tyga. You might be able to stumble into one of those shows.
Chris who? Nah. There's a lot of distractions out in Vegas, but a lot of the guys at this level have played at the AAU circuit. And, Vegas it's not anything new to us. We know what we're out there for. And at the end of the day, you gotta handle all those distractions if you want to reach success. So we're one-track minded out there, and we know we're out there for business.
Love the focus. We know the best show is the one that the Gaels are going to put on in Orleans Arena in Las Vegas anyway, right?
Absolutely. We're hoping to make it a boring show for you guys. If we can win big and everybody go home early, that'd be awesome.
All right, Kerry, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me.
I don't think there is a boring show in Las Vegas, is there?
It wasn't a boring interview either. Dropping Tyga? Okay.
Yeah, you like that? You like that?
Cred, Ray
hey,
Crawford.
Look who we found here, the big fella, Jordan Cornette. Great to have him here in studio with us to talk WCC tournament, as well as Seth Davis, who joins us. And Seth, we'll start with you. Who do you think is going to be the most outstanding player in this tournament in Vegas?
Well, you can't go wrong with any of about 4 or 5 Gonzaga players, but I think that certainly Kyle Wiltshire would be the guy that I would expect to emerge as the best player on the best team in the tournament, notwithstanding how poorly he played against BYU. Was really such a non-factor, especially on the defensive end, that Mark Few pulled him from the game and limited his minutes. Here's a guy who scored 45 points in one game, is being talked about in the conversation for All-America consideration. So in that respect, I'm actually more inclined to pick Wiltshire because I think he'll bounce back from that and he'll have a great tournament and he'll walk away with that trophy.
All right, so 4 teams play on Friday: San Francisco, Pacific, Santa Clara, and LMU. Jordan, which one of those 4 do you think has the best shot at pulling off an upset on Saturday?
Well, Santa Clara beats LMU, and Santa Clara then faces a BYU team that I love, but BYU, watch out. The Santa Clara team is pretty impressive. Confidence high, they just beat St. Mary's College, but I'm picking a team with guard play in the postseason, and they boast a pair of studs, Jared Brownridge, Brandon Clark. Brownridge more of the shooter, Clark better off the bounce, but these guys are confident guys that dictate tempo And all because of that win against St. Mary's College, I just feel like they're going into this thing incredibly confident. That's a dangerous bunch.
All right, so St. Mary's and BYU, the best contenders to take down Gonzaga. Seth, what's the winning game plan for the Gaels if they're to get matched up with the Bulldogs?
Well, I think always when you're playing Gonzaga, you want to be able to control the pace. You want to be able to limit possessions. And the fact that St. Mary's was able to get them 17 points down, it was at their home gym and they blew the lead, but they did control the game for about 30 to 32 minutes, I would think would give them a lot of confidence. Also, there are very few teams in the country that can match shoulder to shoulder, muscle to muscle in the paint. With Gonzaga's two-headed monster down low. And, of course, St. Mary's has the player in Brad Waldo, who has a 6'9" senior forward, who's second in the league in scoring. He's first in rebounding. He's first in field goal percentage. He is an absolute load, but he is not going to be successful in an up-and-down racehorse type of game, which is what Gonzaga likes to play. So if that backcourt can hold on to the ball, Emmett Neer and Aaron Bright, if they can take care of the basketball, control pace, punch it inside to Waldo, I think they'd have a puncher's chance.
All right, JC, then to you, the winning blueprint for the Cougars would be what?
Well, Seth's right. Gonzaga has the horses to play up-tempo. A team that has horses as well, BYU, and they showed it, obviously. So I'm not going that crazy by saying this team can beat them, but BYU showed it going in there and winning against Gonzaga at their home floor, and I think they're capable of doing it again. Watching that game where BYU was able to pull it off defensively was really the theme and how they got it done. They were able to lock in aggressively, dictate the type of game it was going to be, a highly physical one. Kyle Collinsworth, in my opinion, is the conference player of the year in this conference, but they have a bouncy big down low to negate what Shimon Karnowski gives you. That's Corbin Kafusi, and I just love that Tyler Halls doesn't have his best game. Skylar Holford gives you the boost off the bench. This team's now healthy, confidence high, which is so critical going into postseason play. I think BYU has a chance to do it one more time.
It shapes up to be an exciting week in Las Vegas for sure. Seth, great to have you with us. Thanks very much.
Great to be with you guys.
Well, one guy who knows what it takes to win a national championship is Kyle Wiltjer. Here's a young man as a freshman at Kentucky, helps the 2012 team win a national title after his sophomore year, transfers. What do you like and see in the Gonzaga big man?
Well, I love the size with this guy and the skill set. A 6'10" big that's a stretch four that can shoot the basketball. You take a look at the tape, he brings an interesting dimension to this offense. Great spacing with Gonzaga. They shoot better than 50% from the field because they get great shots. Look at the early release here from Kyle Wiltjer to begin the movement. He catches, then the action begins. It's a pick and roll scenario. The screen is set. Now look at Wiltjer off to the side, pulls the defender out. The ball screen from Pangos. He commands attention from Waldo as a shooter. That leaves Karnowski with the lane wide open because Wiltjer spreads you out, help side defense not there. An easy layup for Karnowski. Yes, Wiltjer doesn't score the basketball there, but critical to the operation. Again, the early release from Wiltjer this time. Same exact movement. You've got the ball screen from Pangos. They kick it over to Wiltjer this time. Let the big man, let players play. Uh-oh, mouse in the house. Great spacing. You got four guys on one side of the floor. The big fella makes plays. Yes, he's a great shooter, shooting 45% from three. But again, the mouse is in the house. The big fella does work. What does he do? He backs him down with that booty. Dribble. Kerry Carter digs. He's got nothing. They have to go back to the other great shooters. That's an easy play for Kyle Wiltjer, scoring the basketball. When he's not scoring it, he's still having an impact by commanding that attention on the perimeter. It allows that great spacing. It allows the Bulldogs to be so effective offensively.
Always have to know where he's at, whether it's inside or outside in the perimeter.
It's a problem.
Yeah, Wiltjer and the Bulldogs are ready, and so are we here at the W.TV and Campus Insiders starting on Friday. We've got both of the games for you here on the site, streaming live, as well as two of the four quarterfinal matchups on Saturday. That plus coverage and analysis of all the action in Las Vegas. For Jordan Cornette and Seth Davis, I'm Ray Crawford. Thanks for watching and enjoy the tournament.
Pretty effective. Well, that's a great pocket. Oh! Bonus, and he throws it down. Miami coming away with it. In for a big slam. Evan Payne. Woo! 3 left for Bailey. He stops and pops. And nails it at the buzzer.
St. Mary's has numbers on the push. Waldo with the flush.